I'm Jacob.
And I'm George.
Welcome back to J&J's Lowdown. It's Nerds Day.
Nerds Day.
It is Nerds Day. I'm excited. So we got some good news, some bad news, some weird news, and just some games. So first and foremost, let's talk about Sony not doing E3 again this year.
Again.
Yep, they called it off last year. They're not the only company to do so either. I mean,
people are dropping out.
Yeah. So I don't. The problem that I have is that E3 is a trade show.
Yeah.
It's not a gaming expo. Like a lot of people say it's a gaming expo. You know, they want to go because they want to see all the cool video games and video game tech and stuff. But originally it was designed as a trading expo, which is...
That's where everybody came out and showed everything they had.
Yeah, the publishers came out, showed what they had, and they wanted retailers and stuff and people in the business to purchase and use their products. And it's kind of become different over the years where it's mostly talked about video games. But Sony has said, you know what, we're not going to do that.
My question is, last year they dropped out of it, and I assumed it's because they didn't have anything to show. This year they have a PS5, and they're not showing it.
Well, they're going to show it somewhere else. They said that the vision of E3 doesn't match with their company any longer. So I think a lot of companies, and they're not the only ones, a lot of companies like Nintendo does their Nintendo Direct press releases. So a lot of companies that are doing this in gaming is now saying let's do our own thing because people want, they want these releases, they want to know the news quicker. And E3 isn't really the venue for that anymore.
No.
It was this huge deal, but it's kind of dropped off over the years. Now, when a company wants to release something, there's social media.
Yeah, they do it.
They've got their own Twitter pages. They've got their own Facebook links. They've got, YouTube channels.
Right.
So they've got all this stuff that they can get all this information out to their consumers. And E3 is just this one big thing that's really expensive and time consuming. They have to do these huge presentations. And sometimes they fail miserably. And I think that companies are starting to say, hey, let's not do that this year.
I agree.
So I don't know what that means for Microsoft because, Microsoft's kind of in E3. But I think it's because Microsoft says, you know what, let's do this because this is what the consumers want. Let's show what we've got.
Right.
They show what they got all the rest of the year anyway, but E3 is a chance for them to kind of show it to the vendors too.
Sure.
So,
Microsoft has always done a good job of publicizing and getting into all of the shows. I mean, they've got representatives almost at every show.
Yeah, they do really good. They've had some falters over the years, but I mean everybody has. There's no company that's ever been to E3 and can say they've got a perfect track record at E3.
Right.
So I think that's one of the reasons why Sony and a lot of companies are just saying, let's not do that. Let's stream our releases. Let's show this in another social media platform.
It gives them a better control.
Yeah, I mean back in 2006, E3 was actually officially canceled.
Yeah. And
then the next year they all got together in like the hotel and showed different things here and there. But there was a kind of a agreement between Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, and I think EA was involved. Mm-hmm. So let's just not do that this year. And then it came back again in 2009. It just wasn't the same. But I mean, what does this really mean for E3?
I don't know. It may mean that they're just going to shut down.
I think E3 is going to go back to what it was, be a trading expo, and it's going to be a lot less about the gaming aspect. There's going to be a lot less because now it's open to the public. They opened it up to the public a couple years ago. The public could just go in, and of course, the prices were absurd.
Oh yeah.
I looked into getting tickets. It was absurd. Even a one-day pass was more than I wanted to spend just to see this. And that's what companies are realizing. There's the people who want to go can't afford to go, and it creates this environment that I think these companies don't want.
Yeah, and the companies I think they're geared more towards the individuals.
Yeah, they're finding the niche for their consumers.
Yeah.
And they're figuring out how to relay this information to them in a better way.
Yeah.
Which bodes well for us.
Sure.
It bodes well for the consumers.
Allows us to save our money.
It allows us to save our money. It also allows us to get the information without having to wait until E3 shows up each year to get the information.
That's right.
So I think E3 is either going to completely just stop or it's going to go back to being that trade expo that it was in the beginning.
Yeah.
And you're going to see a lot less of these gaming companies making these huge announcements at E3. So, but I mean, the real question is, should E3 even continue?
Here's the deal. It takes a lot of money to put on these shows. It's a lot of work for people. And if you're not having the customer base come, I don't know that it's worth it.
Yeah. See, I don't either. I mean, the reason why they opened it to the public was because the revenue for the actual the place that was holding it the convention center was so low. They said, well, let's open it to the public and let them come in and kind of boost that revenue.
Sure. And
I think that it doesn't help the consumer. It kind of hurts them in a way.
That's right.
Because it's holding that information back in this world of social media.
Yeah.
So
nowadays, people are going to find their answers. They don't need.
Oh yeah, I mean, we find the answers for stuff like this easily. Well, not easily. I say some of this takes me a little bit of effort, but to put it all together, and that's why I do this, because I enjoy looking it up and finding this information out for you guys, so that y'all can get the information and do with it as you will.
Yeah.
That's the idea. We don't want to give you.
It's all about just sharing and providing it for you.
And that's I mean, you can look this up yourself and can delve into it, but I want to give you the highlights so that you know what to look for and where if it interests you. And I think that's what more companies need to start doing.
Sure.
So E3, I'm thinking it's just going to go back. And in the next decade, we're probably going to see the E3 phenomenon, as it were, kind of just dissipate into the original trade expo that it was. Because it used to be about technology.
Oh, yeah.
Entertainment technology kind of deal, as opposed to just gaming.
Well, it was like innovations. I mean,
Yeah. And vendors kind of got lost in the shuffle because if you weren't dropping a big game, people were kind of floating away from you.
Yeah.
So they were getting lost in the sea.
Mm-hmm. So, I agree.
But, yeah, interesting stuff. E3. Because I remember when I was a kid, I wanted to go to E3 so bad. Oh, God, to get a pass to go. That would have been the greatest thing. Because there's only 1,000 of them given out each year or something.
That's right.
So, but it is what it is. Now we have this. We have the social media. We have YouTube and Facebook and everything else. So,
yeah.
Oh, well.
Transformations.
Yeah. I mean, it's change.
Yeah. Change
happens. That's just the way of it. That's the human race.
People don't buy CDs anymore. They download albums.
Yeah, it's true. Like, I was thinking about buying a CD the other day, and I'm like, I don't even have a CD player anymore, I don't think. I mean, if I'm not listening to, one of the streaming apps, I'm not really listening to music.
That's right.
Or radio, which I don't listen to because they talk all the time.
That's it.
I want to hear music. If I want to hear talk radio, I'll turn on talk radio. So, but on to the next one.
So what's our game coming out?
Well, we got some games coming out, but the big thing right now is coming up in March. We talked about it last year. Was Half-Life Alyx, and it's coming March 2020. Well, we're in 2020, so of course it's coming in March. But until then, if you haven't played Half-Life or you loved Half-Life and you want to be able to play it on your PC, they are allowing you on stream to play these games for free. Half-Life 1 and Half-Life 2.
Wow.
With all the expansions. For free until Half-Life Alyx comes out on the PC VR.
That's pretty awesome.
Yes. So, if you've never played it, and you've got a VR and you're like, I might get Half-Life Alyx, play the original games and see what you think. If you loved Half-Life, you get it 2 months for free. Well, a month and a half. Because we're a little late on getting the information to you because we get it to you as the shows come up. But
I mean, it's worth checking out.
It's free, just like the Epic games, and Epic's still doing it on their Epic store. You can still download free games. Free is for me. And
Absolutely.
That's what I'm about. That's why we do the Game Pass.
That's right.
$14.99. Right now we're playing Ark and stuck on it.
But doing well.
Doing well. Made ourselves a mobile base.
It's pretty awesome.
Oh, it's so much fun. If you haven't played Ark and you've got Game Pass, take a look at it. It's like Minecraft meets dinosaurs, but I don't know. It's a survival game, but it's got Minecraft elements because you build stuff, but it's not. It doesn't feel completely sandbox, I guess.
Right.
Because there's a story.
Yeah.
Which we haven't even gotten to yet.
Yeah, we haven't even started the story. But that's because we're doing so much building of a foundation so that it makes it easier.
Some people accidentally delete the data. Yeah, I did. I deleted the entire data that we spent days and days. But we're almost back to where we were.
Almost. Even better, actually, now.
Now that we got the mobile base. Yeah. But, so that's, Half-Life. Free. If you're a Half-Life fan, get it. If you're not a Half-Life fan and you're kind of on the fence and you've got a PC that can stream, do it.
Yeah.
Or Steam. So check it out. The next bit of news, Final Fantasy VII Remake has actually been delayed until April 10th to be exact. I don't have a problem with it. It's been delayed for so long at this point. What's another month going to do to me?
Yeah, they push it back, no big deal.
As long as when it comes out, it's worth the delay.
Yeah.
That's what matters. Other things have been delayed, and when it comes out, you're just kind of like, oh, what was the point in this?
Right.
But I think this is going to be one that when it comes out, you're going to be like, okay, every bit of that delay was worth it.
Yeah.
So, exciting news there. I was going to say something else. Oh, I looked into the Game of Thrones Beyond the Wall game. Still no new news. I mean, nothing. And the sad part is Game of Thrones is now, like, secondary. Like, nobody talks about Game of Thrones anymore.
Nobody even mentions it.
No. I mean, the only time I hear it mentioned is when people who don't know what The Witcher is talk about how The Witcher is like Game of Thrones, which it's not.
I think they really missed out on that one. They should have hit when the coal was hot.
Witcher's doing really well, though.
Well, I know, but Game of Thrones game... That would have been it.
Oh, you talking about the game? Yeah, the game. I thought you meant the Witcher show.
No, the Witcher
show's fantastic, and they've already got games out. Witcher 3 Wild Hunt is considered to this day to be one of the top. Is usually in the top like 2 or 3 games ever released because it is an amazing game.
Right.
If you haven't played it, it is on Game Pass. Play it.
Yeah.
If you like the show, you need to play it. You haven't seen the show, play it anyway.
Oh, absolutely.
Just dogs running wild.
Always do.
Yeah, I'm cool with it though.
Yeah.
Finally, let's talk about some new games coming up. We like to keep you a couple weeks ahead. First and foremost, on February 4th, you've got Life is Strange 2, the complete season. It's coming out for PS4, Xbox, and PC.
Yep.
On February 4th, Dark Crystal Age of Resistance Tactics. Now, there was a show that came out last year, Dark Crystal Age of Resistance. Came out for Netflix. If you remember, it was the 1989 movie.
Yeah,
Dark Crystal. Mm-hmm. I think it's 89. I know it's mid to late 80s. But they made a new show.
I feel like it was a spin-off too of the Labyrinth. If I keep thinking that Dark Crystals was in the Labyrinth.
No. I think they're separate. They're separate stories. They look similar.
Yeah. Okay.
But it was the Jim Henson thing.
Yeah.
So, well, it may be because they're both Jim Henson.
I think that was.
I'm gonna have to look into that.
I think in the
Labyrinth,
if I remember correctly, they were looking for dark crystals.
Oh, so I'm gonna look that up. I'll find out today, and I'll post it on my Twitter, or on our Twitter, and we'll have that posted.
Check it out, and we'll see if our nerd facts are close.
Yeah. Sometimes it is. Sometimes we're way off. But so. On February 6th, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. It's a 2.5D, which always confused me how 2.5D works. It's like foreground background as opposed to 3D. But that's a fighting game based off of the RPG Grand Blue Fantasy. And that comes out for the PS4. Oh, Dark Crystal comes out for everything. It's PlayStation, Xbox, PC, Mac, Switch.
Yeah.
All of it.
All across platforms.
And Switch needs that. Switch needs those games coming out on time.
They do.
Because, it's got art as well. And it's not good.
Yeah.
Because they don't have all of the details. So like some of the areas just feel blank. And that's sad. Switch is such an amazing idea with a great implementation, but it feels almost a gen behind, and that's a problem. Not for me because I love it. I think the Legend of Zelda game, Breath of the Wild, is still one of the best open world games that's ever come out. I put it on par easily with Skyrim, if not above, because Skyrim was so buggy it was unplayable for a while. But Skyrim's got mods.
Yeah.
So, February 6th, Kunai for Switch and PC. I thought this game was about a ninja, like a standard like Sekiro or Thieves. Oh my God, what's that game? I don't remember now.
Shadow Thief or Shadow.
Oh my God, it was a thief game. Oh my God, I can't remember now. But anyway, I thought it was like that. I thought it was like a ninja stealth kind of game, and then I looked into it a little bit further. Apparently, you play as a tablet who is a ninja. Now let me say this again. You play as a tablet that is a ninja.
Yeah, I'll pass on that.
No, apparently it's fantastic.
Really?
Apparently, yeah. All the reviews state that it's a fantastic game. It's got great mechanics. It's really fun to play, and it's a very fulfilling game for its funness. Yeah. So Switch, check it out.
Check it out and see.
And on February 7th, the Turing Test. This is a first-person puzzle game in space where you're on the Europa and you're doing puzzles. Once again, this is where I don't pay enough attention, and I need to start looking into game reviews a little bit better. But I'm so busy with other things that if I see a game, I see the picture of it, I think, oh, that's a racing game. It's someone in an astronaut helmet. And I said, oh, that's just like a racing game. And I completely dismissed it as a racing game. And then I look, it's a puzzle game. Where it's a spacesuit. Why I thought it, like looking at it now, I cannot for the life of me figure out why I thought it was a racing game.
Yeah,
but anyway, that comes out on February 7th for the Switch.
Okay.
So, it could be fun. Actually, I've heard it's actually a pretty good game. And then finally, on February 11th for the PlayStation 4, Yakuza 5.
Yeah, that'd be a good game.
Yeah. Did you ever play the Yakuza series?
I did.
They're it's like Chinatown, but meets Grand Theft Auto.
Pretty much.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it is. They're good.
They're really fun games to play. I'm sorry. I just ate a little bit ago, so that's
getting choked up on the PS4. Anytime he mentions it, I bless his heart.
Yeah, well,
unless it's dealing with Final Fantasy.
Well, I have to get one.
I know.
So, but anyway, it comes out for the PS4. Yakuza games are actually a lot of fun. Hopefully, this game is just as good. From what I've seen from the reviews and the pre-release, it looks really good. And all the Yakuza games have been real fun. They got interesting stories. Some of the stories are a little weird, but interesting stories. The gameplay, it is very similar to the Grand Theft Auto with some tweaks, but definitely check it out.
Basically, you're racing away from the coronavirus.
Wow. Wow. Completely different country, man.
I know.
It's Corona.
It's spreading.
But it's Corona, not Kenora.
Coronavirus.
You said Kenora.
Oh, I meant Corona. I added a little bit.
You drink Coronas and you didn't say it right. All right.
It's
Anyway,
better than Lyme disease.
that is very true. It's spelled completely different.
Yeah, I know.
L-I-M-E.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, sorry, we just...
I'll take a Lyme disease with my Corona.
Wow. You're making me a little salty, man.
Yeah, that's not going to be funny when the next show we're having to wear N95 mask.
Okay, before our time runs out. Anyway, it's been a fantastic show. It's actually been a lot of fun today. Thank y'all so much for joining us. If you, we didn't say this in the last video. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe down below. Check out our YouTube. You're checking out our YouTube now. Check out our Twitch and our Twitter. Instagram's going to be up and running. Twitter's going to be going good. Twitch, I'm always on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday now. Right now, it's a lot of ARC, but there's going to be some Final Fantasy because I finally got the disc to work. Yeah. Party. And then once Final Fantasy VII comes out, I'll be doing an unboxing because by then I'll have a camera and fun times and a gaming and an actual streaming PC. That's the important part.
That's it.
Yes. He's building it. I'm paying for it. It's going to be nice.
So make sure, check us out. We'll see you next week.
Yep. Thank you all so much for joining. I'll take care.
Take care.